Good morning. Oh, so I had my microphone on. I apologize for that. Good morning. As I'm just over here clicking away. As I'm just over here clickety clacking away. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How was everybody this morning? As we're just waking up. Everybody doing well? Let's go to Duke. How's it going? Oh, I need more light on this live. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what I need to adjust. I don't know what I need to adjust, but I need... See, why does it look like that? 34, 54, 85. Let's see. I'm going to adjust the settings in this thing real quick. Let's see what that does. Let's see what that does. I'm curious. That gives me a little more sharpness over here. Been at work for 5 hours this morning? I'm sorry. I've definitely been on jobs and shifts where I had to do that also, so. Yeah, hey, no, I ain't mad at you, dude. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. Coffee with Polly? Yeah, that is a good way. That is a good way to name. Maybe I will. Maybe I will call it Coffee with Polly. I kind of like that, actually. I kind of like that. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Coffee with Polly. Coffee, it's kind of cute. It's like a, what was that? Wasn't there like a show like that or something? Wasn't it like a Coffee in Cars with Comedians or something like that? Cat Mom says that it's her birthday. Happy birthday to Cat Mom. Happy birthday to Cat Mom. Can we get a bunch of happy birthdays in the chat to Cat Mom? Can y'all hook me up with that? Y'all ready for a big day of football for those of y'all that care? Boas are turning 15th.
Insane.
Turning 33 on the 15th. Oh, we're just that's what, next Monday? Or is it something like that? When's the 15th? I don't know. What's today? I don't know what today is. Yeah, 15th is next Monday. Okay, cool. I gotta know what today is in order to It's too early to know what day it is. Okay, it's whatever day. It's you know what day it is? It's Sunday. It's Sunday on opening weekend of football season. That's what it is. That's what day it is. I still got I have 4 months over? October. I have 3 months until my birthday. 3 months. 3 months until I hit the big 39. Isn't that crazy? That's cute. Sorry, I gotta throw this comment up here. I said Polly's on, and my 8-year-old daughter from the other room goes, "Ooh, Polly's on," mockingly. That's adorable. That's adorable. I love that. Ooh, Polly's on. See, I could actually like. I could actually, like imitate it. I know exactly how it sounded. She probably will give the same look that my 14-year-old gives her, which let's be very honest. Like, I don't believe this. Okay. But I like to just tell her that I'm famous all the time. I said, Dad, you're not famous. You're not like Taylor Swift. You're not like Taylor Swift. It's cute. It is. It is. And I do it literally just because it gets under her skin. You're not like Taylor Swift, Dad. I don't like Taylor Swift. Megan, good morning, Macy. It's too early to be mean to you. Not fair. I haven't had enough coffee yet. Well, Megan, why don't you go get some coffee? Okay, I'm loaded up. All right, I'm ready to go. All right. So why don't you go get some coffee, get your life together over here, wake up. You know what I'm saying? So throw some water on your face, whatever you gotta do. All right. Because I don't, I don't take a quitter's attitude. All right. All right. I don't. There's no quitting me. All right. All right. We don't make excuses like we just woke up. All right. I woke up and look, I even like washed my face and made sure my hair was pretty. I could have thrown on a hat. I could have thrown on a hat. But did I? No. Made myself pretty. All right. Thank you so much, Megan. I really appreciate it. L's in the chat for Megan. L's in the chat for Megan. Thank you guys so much. There we go. There we go. That's the Megan I'm more used to. There we go. That's a lot better. That's the Megan I'm used to. L's in the chat for Megan. I appreciate you. Oh, sorry. I forgot to ask. Did anyone here hit the Powerball? Was it one of you? Was it one of you lovely people? Dude, I ain't got no quit in me, Chris. Did one of y'all hit the Powerball? Was it y'all? There's one in Texas and one in Missouri. So I didn't hit it because I'm not in either of those states. So so it's not me. It's not me. All right. I unfortunately like no if I would probably if I hit the Powerball, I'd probably still do this, but like not today. Chris said Molly's on Magda's bumper early Sunday morning. Demon time. Oh yeah. Cause there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got a mouth to feed, and there ain't nothing in this world for free. I can't really sing, but y'all got the gist. All right, y'all, welcome on in as we're getting this thing started nice early on a Sunday morning. We're gonna run this for at least a couple hours this morning and get this thing going before I gotta do some before I gotta do some other stuff, right? So we got at least a couple hours in us, though. I think we can handle business in a couple hours. What do you guys think? So, with experience, I could be the next Blake Shelton. That's not a compliment to me. All right, that's not a. That's, I don't know if that's a compliment. Oh no, that's not Blake Shelton. That I was thinking of. Blake Shelton's good. Who's the other one? Yeah, I'm trying to think of that. Who's that one? Like, well, I was gonna say, who's that one like really racist dude? But it's like, oh, that one really racist dude in country music. Yeah, pick him out for me if you can. Thanks. It's not Morgan Wallen. I know Morgan Wallen. See, that's the annoying thing too. Like, no, it's not Morgan Wallen. And like, I know Morgan Wallen's racist as shit. I know he is. Okay, I'm not hidden to that. Okay, but his music is pretty good. So I have to say that. Okay, I think I was thinking of Jason Aldean. That's whose music popped in my head was Jason Aldean, because he's racist and shitty. You can't be both. Right? It can't be racist and shitty. You can't be racist and shitty, right? You gotta pick a struggle. You gotta pick a struggle. All right, y'all, we're about to get this thing started. We're about to get some guests in and all that sort of stuff. So if you guys would like to join the debate and have a conversation, or it's not really a debate, it's more of a conversation. Not really a debate anymore. Debating is kind of Saint, thank you. Hey, welcome for the first time chat. I saw you over there on Twitch. Welcome in. Just to have a good conversation this morning on a good Sunday morning. Let's try to start out right. Like I said, it's a good Sunday morning. Y'all should be some like the magas I'm talking to. Y'all are supposed to be like some good Christian folk, right? So let's see how much Jesus you got in you on Sunday morning. All right. And we'll get this thing going. So if you'd like to join the conversation, there's two ways you can get a hold of me. One is to call the number that's either above my head or next to me, depending on which format you're looking at. And the other way is to join the guest request box. If you're on the one platform that allows that. That's pretty simple. And we're going to get this thing started real quick with the first guest. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I saw you in the chat.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
me.
you asked if I was scared to debate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrified. Sorry, I'm too scared. Bye. All right, we're going to move on to the next person and keep this thing going. Now we're over the phone lines. They never learn. They never learn. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
53.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome.
I don't agree
Why is
with
that?
everything, but I support him.
Yeah, so why is that?
Why is that? Well, shit, man. I think this far left is just playing us against each other. You know, they're focusing on race too much. It keeps racism alive.
Yeah,
And I think
that's
what it
not
is.
true. That's not what keeps racism alive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what keeps racism alive.
No.
I mean, when I grew up, my mother was black, light skinned. She got stabbed in
Did she
with a nail
stop
file by
being
another
black?
black woman. No, she never stopped being black.
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
just making a point that I'm not somebody who's. I mean, my grandfather was a president of the NAACP for 30 years. I had to listen to people call my family coons, sellouts, and Uncle Toms my whole life.
Yeah,
because,
you and every other black person.
they,
Okay, hey, you and every other black person. Okay, every black
You know-
person has grandparents that were called racial slurs. Okay,
No,
like
no, I'm talking about. I'm talking about
that
from
doesn't
other
make you
black people
special,
call
and that does
coons,
not
sellouts,
qualify.
and Uncle Toms.
Okay.
And you know, and I think there's some problems in the black community with violence.
There's
They
problems
need
in
to
all
be
communities
addressed.
with violence.
No, nobody is nowhere near as violent as black people.
Excuse
I
me.
hung out with black people.
Hold on.
I've seen black people slice people's faces. Me standing right there,
Stop
stomp
talking.
them out.
Stop
I've
talking.
never seen white people
You
do
have
that
last
shit.
chance for me to tell you to stop talking. All right, awesome. In the United States, who's the number one committer of violent crime? What race?
That would be black people.
Wrong. That'd be white people. And who do they commit most
No,
of
that'd be black
No, I'm not
people.
asking your opinion. Okay, I'm informing you of what it is. Okay, and who do the people commit that most crime against?
Be more black people on black
It'd be
people.
white people. Okay, it'd be white
It'd be
people
black-
commit.
you're probably talking
sir,
about some
sir,
petty
sir,
fucking
sir,
fist
sir,
fight
sir,
shit.
sir.
I
I'm
don't know
not
what
gonna
the
do
hell
that.
you're
I'm
talking
not gonna
about.
do this talk over you thing all morning. You're my first guest on a Sunday morning, and I'm not playing this game with you, especially for someone who claims to be 51 years old. Have a little bit of decorum, okay? Okay, perfect. And do you know why white people commit most of the violent crime that they commit against other white people? Do you know why that is?
Well, why would that be?
It's the same reason that black people tend to commit more crime against black people, because
Because
people
they're
commit
surrounded by them.
correct proximity. Okay, people commit crimes against people that have proximity to them. All right, so there's no such thing as this like black on black crime or white on white crime. Actually, like I said, most white people also commit the same amount of crime against white people, right? And at a much higher rate. All right. And at a much higher number, right? So you can look at it by a per capita basis or on a straight numbers basis, and it's still white people. Okay. But here's the difference, right? When you look at actually people, black crime in the United States, what you actually see is that they actually make up the high majority of exonerations in this country, the highest majority by a long shot. All right. So while black people are arrested for violent crime a lot more than white people are per capita, they actually aren't committing those crimes. They're actually being exonerated. They're actually being let go. Their charges are being dropped. All of the things that allow them to stop. And that is because of systemic racism in the United States, right?
No, I
and
don't
that's why.
believe that
And
shit.
hold
You know
on,
what?
sir, stop. No, I'm not finished. Thank you. Okay, so exactly what I was trying to say. All right, is that talking about race is not what makes racism stay or go. Because regardless of how much we talk about race or don't talk about race, we still see that the black community, especially black men in this country, all right, are still arrested for violent crime at a much higher rate than their counterparts. They still receive worse sentences for the exact same crime as their white counterparts. Okay. And they're still exonerated at a much higher level, like an extremely higher level than their white counterparts. Okay. That doesn't go away by stopping talking about it. That only goes away by talking about it so we can fix it.
Well, all I know is everybody I know that's mixed black has had way more problems with other black people than white people. I don't know anybody who hasn't had that problem. I got more fights being around black people than I did around anybody.
Yeah,
They
no
make you
shit,
fight 'em. You
sir.
don't want
Because
to fight
like
them. You don't even want to fight
then
them.
don't fight
And
them.
they make you fight them.
Nobody makes you fight anyone.
You have to fight them or they're going to beat your ass. That's
Nobody
gonna
makes you fight anyone.
You ain't got no choice. They won't stop messing with
Nobody
you until you do.
makes you fight anyone. Okay.
You can try that. Apparently, you must have been around a whole lot of good black people. Apparently, you ain't never been around them ghetto rats.
Sir, black people are good people, just in general. Okay. If you're saying that just specifically you hung out with shitty people, then that probably just makes you a shitty person. But I hung out with good people. But I hung out with good people of all different races, right? I hung out with good white people, good black people, good Mexican people, good people of all different races, right? Because I chose to surround myself with good people just in general, right? If you chose to surround yourself by bad people, okay, then don't blame the race of the bad people that you chose. Just blame your bad decision making.
That sounds good, but I still tell you, even the black people I hung out with said they had more problem with other black people and they get in fights around black people and they don't get in fights around white people.
Of course they did, because again, most likely with you being 51, the proximity that you were around was mostly black people.
No, I was mostly around white people, but I hung out with black people.
That doesn't even make sense.
It makes sense because I hung out at black house parties, black nightclubs.
So the people that you were hanging around with were primarily black.
Yes.
Gotcha. So if you hung out with primarily white people, then guess what? You probably would have freaking gotten in more fights with white people.
No, because I hung out at white clubs too, and when we was at white clubs, I never seen nobody get the living hell beat at them like I did at.
I have. I've seen people get stabbed, shot, and everything else in white clubs.
Yeah. Seen somebody get stabbed over a damn parking spot.
I've seen people get stabbed for much worse. But the reason why crime like that happens has very little to do with race and a lot more to do with poverty.
Well, but what about, I've been poor most of my life, and I was never violent, and that's how I got around violent people.
I didn't say that just because you were poor, that you were going to be violent. That is not what I said. I said that poverty does exude violence, like exude more crime, right?
I mean, it can. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with that because a lot of my family, I had a lot of rich people on my black side, and I had a lot of poor. But even the poor ones, none of the black people in my family were violent.
Yeah, nobody. I grew up poor and in a complete like even though I'm a mixed a biracial heritage, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up on the entire black side of my family, and we didn't have that violence in my side of the family at all. Okay, even though we were poor, but I did grow up because of that in a poor neighborhood, and I did see the violence. I did see crime, right? But I saw that crime
So that's
again
my
because I grew up.
point. So
But sir,
you can say as a biracial person,
but sir, I grew up in a neighborhood that was actually very diverse because I grew up in Southern California. Okay. And even though I was in a poor area, I actually saw violence from all sorts of races. Actually, if you want to be specific on what the highest level of crime actually was for my area, was probably from people that were Mexican. Right. And you know why it was people that were Mexican?
there's more Mexican.
There you go. Because the area was primarily people of that were from that had Mexican heritage. Yeah.
Well, I've never really seen any of this stuff about white people doing to black people's bad, as you say. But I did have one situation when I was with two of my Mexican friends and two of my black friends. We went to a Mexican party, and that was probably a situation that basically they had a problem with us, my Mexican friends hanging out with black people. And it was, let's just say we got out of there alive. We was able to get out of there alive.
Sure, I'm sure every single person in the United States has, well, not every single person. I think a large majority of people in the United States that grew up in some level of poverty probably has a similar story. Oh, excuse me, probably has a similar story to you in one way, shape, or form, right? Like that's fine. Like I can tell you stories of times that I was at parties of all sorts of different people, and we had different problems like all the way across that also, right? But trying to blame like crime on blackness, okay, that's just ignorant. And actually, the idea that you even have that thought in your head is what is actually perpetuated within the systemic racism that's within the United States. Okay. But see, like right now we're having a conversation about race, which is, and like I say this all the time, is not my preferred conversation to have. Okay. I do not try to concentrate this live around race. I really try not to. Okay. But do you see how right now you're saying that we need to stop talking about race to solve it? Well, no, we're actually having a conversation about race right now that is actually very productive. Okay. Right now, us having this conversation is what solves racism, right? Not about ignoring it, okay? Because you now have this idea in your head of, of a certain idea of what blackness is, right? And I'm having a conversation of what mine is. Through our conversation is how we help fix racism, not by ignoring it, not like pretending it doesn't happen.
Well, I want Donald Trump to send him into Chicago and shut that 58 people shot in one weekend shit down. I want to know how you're going to stop that. That's not something we should be okay with.
Sir, I'm not saying I'm okay with any type of violent crime.
58 people in one weekend shot. I mean, that's.
Well, first of all, I would love to. I would love to see that statistic to start with. Second of all, I think if we want to talk about freaking, about people, 58 people being shot in a weekend, the first thing I would say is, why are there so many guns in a place that that we have that issue to begin with? So I'd start with something like gun control. And third of all, again, just like I said, the National Guard doesn't help that because the National Guard is not a policing force, right? They can't arrest people. Okay, they can't do any type of law enforcement ability, right?
I have 7 guns and I ain't shooting nobody.
Congratulations, sir.
I'm not shooting anybody. I mean,
congratulations, sir.
You gotta go shoot somebody. There's a culture issue there.
Sir. Sir. Just because you can have the ability to own a gun, okay, and not shoot somebody, okay, doesn't mean that we don't have a gun control issue in the United States. Okay, those are two very different things.
Okay, well, how do you get those guns off the streets without shaking people down? If they shake people down, they're going to say they're being racist towards those people.
Sir, you're literally advocating for the National Guard going into cities. You're literally advocating for the federal government shaking people down.
If it's going to stop 58 people shot in one weekend.
All right, awesome, sir. So you're cool with shaking people down. So if you're cool with shaking people down.
That's the whole point. You don't shake people down, it's going to be 58 people shot the next weekend.
Sir, where are you getting this 58 people shot every weekend thing? Do you realize that Chicago, sir, you do realize that Chicago isn't even top 10 in gun violence in the United States, right?
Either way, then there's more. We got 10 more to go after.
Then why don't we send the National Guard to places that is actually where gun violence is actually more prevalent?
Well, I say send them all.
Well, do you know why Donald Trump is sending them to Chicago, trying to send them to Chicago and not to places where gun violence is more prevalent?
Well, why is that?
Because the places where gun violence is more prevalent is red states.
In blue cities.
No, there is no blue cities. Okay.
Yes, there is blue cities.
Yeah. Who creates gun laws for a city?
The state.
The state. So therefore, there is no blue city when it comes to gun laws. Okay. No, sir.
In the blue cities,
sir,
people are shooting people up.
Yes, because of red state gun laws. Okay,
no, it's not,
because the city doesn't have the ability to create their own individual gun laws. Okay, if you actually look at gun violence in the United States,
shooting people, it's the people.
Sir, I understand that somebody is on the other end of the gun. Okay, but see, here's the problem: there are people in every country on the planet. Okay, but we're the only ones with this level of gun violence. We're the only ones. Are you saying that other countries don't have people?
But I'm gonna tell you this much.
No, I asked you a question, sir. Sir, are you saying that? Sir, are you saying that guns illegally? Sir, are you saying that other countries don't have criminals?
They got criminals. They don't have the guns to do it, but they don't matter. The guns are already here. You're not going to keep those people that are shooting people up are not using legal guns.
Yes, and the people in other countries,
gangbangers don't legally own guns.
Sir, the other countries have gangbangers too.
They don't have access to those guns.
Right.
America,
so if we limited the access, so literally, sir, if we limited the access to the guns, like you're saying, then therefore we'd have less gun crime.
They're not going to get rid of them. They're already there.
So what? Every other country had them already there also.
I just don't think they're going to stop that. No, I don't. I don't think getting rid of guns is going to stop them. No.
Exactly, sir. So what you're saying is you're okay with the gun violence. You're willing to trade people dying, okay, for your right to own a gun. That's fine.
No, because most people that legally own guns ain't out there shooting people. It's the people that illegally own guns that are shooting people.
Yes, sir. And where are they? Where are the people, sir? And where do the people that get those illegal guns get them from?
I don't sell illegal guns.
I didn't ask you about selling them, sir. I asked you where the people that get those illegal guns get them from.
I have no idea
from
where they're getting their guns from,
that have them from people that have them legally.
No, they steal them. They let them
exactly.
Steal. No, a lot of them are stealing them from other people's houses.
Sir, exactly. Exactly. They steal them
I had a friend that
from.
Went to prison
sir,
from
listen,
stealing them.
Sir, you're literally making my point for me. Okay, you're literally making my point from me. Okay, if we had better control over the guns that were in the hands of legal people, all right, then we would limit the ability for people that get to have them illegally. So therefore, those same people that are committing those crimes wouldn't have the access.
Because in order to do that, you would have. How are you going to get them out of those people's hands with them Glock switches? How are you going to get them out their hands?
Sir, I'm not advocating for taking.
I want to hear a solution to that.
Yeah, sir, I'm not. Get them out of their hands? I'm not advocating for taking anybody's guns away. Okay.
No, I'm not talking about from people who legally own them. How are you going to get all those Glock switches out of those people's hands in Chicago?
Sir, what?
Glock switches. Those are those Glocks that they have extended clips. And they turn them into just automatic pistols.
Yeah.
How are you going to? They already got them. How are you going to get them out of their hands?
Well, just stronger laws towards them.
Yeah, so which means you got to shake them down.
You got to shake anybody down.
Get them out of the house,
sir. You already advocated for shaking people down.
Yeah, if they're walking the streets at night,
so there you go. There you go. According to
there's a curfew, I say check them.
That just like you said, sir. You're cool with people not having civil liberties and personal rights in this country already. So let's just do that then.
No, that doesn't work with me. You got to if you got an area where that has those problems. If people are walking out past curfew and they're underage, I got no problem with shaking them down.
Yes, sir. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead. I'm cool with using your. I'm cool with using your ability. What you want to do, go for it.
Yeah, I'm good with that. If they're underage and they're walking out past curfew, I think you should be able to check them because they're running around with Glock switches. and get those Glock switches out of their hands.
Okay. If that's what you want, sir.
That's what I'd want.
All right.
And if people cooperate, just, hey, I have no problem. I've been shaken down before, and I just cooperated.
All right.
I've had cops check me and check my ID just for no reason. I didn't appreciate it, but I said, hey, fine, here's my shit. You know, here it is. I don't appreciate you checking me, but I cooperated.
If that's what you want to do, sir, I'm for it.
And as long as I cooperated, nothing happened.
Sir, you're the one literally arguing for shaking people down and giving people curfews. Okay, I'm not doing that. That's you.
Yeah, young people, yes. If you're under 18 and you're walking around the streets in an area where you're having problems with people getting shot up and violence, I have no problem with them shaking
again, like the state of Louisiana and the state of Mississippi 18. And the state of Alabama. Well, we should just send in and put freaking curfews on all of those states and shake everybody down that even looks like they're under 18, right?
Yeah, if you're having problems with shootings in those areas.
Sir, those are the three highest states for gun violence in the United States.
No, cities, certain cities.
No, sir.
Memphis
states
is one.
Per capita.
Yeah, but you're saying states. It's the city.
Sir, why are sir? If we have a state,
rural areas ain't having those problems.
Sir, yes they are. Yes they are. No, sir. They're having the same problem. There's just less people there. Okay, per capita, they're having just as bad, if not worse, of a problem. Okay, there's just less people. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm not okay with 58 people being shot in Memorial.
Sir, neither am I.
And it's going to continue until something changes.
I agree.
It's insane.
It sounds like we disagree on how to go about doing it.
Well, yeah, sir. I want to take away freaking, the ability for criminals to be able to have guns in this country. All right. I want to make sure that people that actually own guns in this country have a background check. They know how to use it. They have licensed weapons. Right. I want to make sure we have things like universal background checks in this country to make sure that we don't have private ownership of guns. I want to make sure that people that actually own guns actually, are civilly trained. And I want higher punishments for people who are not storing their weapons in a correct way and leaving it open for things like criminals to be able to take them and steal them. Right. I want that. What you want to do is you want to send in a group of people that has no law enforcement ability to stand around and collect trash and sweep up streets.
Yeah, why not? It's working in D.C. right now.
Sir, you know what else would work?
What's that?
If we just took the entire active duty military and just put them in every single area of the United States and created martial law.
Yeah, we ain't going to go quite that far.
Well, no, but it would work.
It would work. We ain't gonna do it in every single one. Like,
no, sir, but sir, I thought you didn't like violent crime.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm talking.
Well, then,
about
sir,
when
if
it's
we
out
have,
of control, every city isn't out of control.
We as a country, as an entire country, we are out of control. Our entire country, okay, has like more gun violence than the next like 20 states or 20 countries all combined times 5 or some shit. Okay, like some crazy fucking number. Our entire country is out of control. So in case you just want to just fix the entire problem, we can just create martial law. And then it will fix the problem, right?
No, I'd only do it in high crime areas.
Sir. We could fix the problem. So you only want violent crime stopped in high crime areas? You want to continue going in other...
No, because there's a certain amount of crime you can't stop. There's always going to be a certain amount of crime.
Right, but we would reduce it across the board if we just did martial law, right?
Oh, I think you should dismantle all the gangs in America.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to do it.
See, sir, what the whole point is, sir, yes, maybe the DC National Guard on a temporary basis and having a bunch of overpaid National Guardsmen picking up trash in DC is temporarily culling crime in DC, who was already at a 30-year low with their crime to begin with. Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Framing it. It was not. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not asking your opinion.
They were reframing how they reported.
No, sir, that is just a Republican claim that has absolutely no
bullshit.
Okay, cool, sir. Can you prove that?
Can you prove the other way around? All you got to do is manipulate your data. That's all you got to do.
Sir,
in both sides.
But you can't prove that the data was
both do that.
But
shit.
Sir, you can't prove that the data was manipulated, and the data doesn't come from DC.
Well, I'm telling you.
Okay. So anyways, as I was on with my point, okay, there are lots of ways that we could completely stop crime in the United States. or like or lower it across the board. All right, there is a balance between what we can do and then logic, right? It is not logical. It's against our constitution. It's against freaking freedoms, personal liberties. It's against freaking all the rights we have in this country to just send the military into whatever city that we want that freaking has crime. Okay? But is it the right way to handle things? No, it's not. Okay? Because it's temporary. All right? And I want more permanent solutions to these problems.
Well, I agree with you on that. Not giving guns unless you do a background check, but them criminals are still getting them guns. I mean, figure out how they're getting them.
We know how they're getting them. I just told you how they're getting them.
Stealing them. We don't really know who. You have to know the source before they get to the source. Whoever they're getting them from.
No, we do know the source. I've already explained it.
No, we really don't. I don't know the name of the people that they're getting it
Sir,
from.
you don't need to know the name of. Sir,
to catch the people that are giving them guns to them, yeah, you gotta know who they are. You can't arrest them unless you know who's giving these 12-year-olds.
No, sir, you just have to understand. You just have to understand the root of the problem. Okay, he's got to understand the root of the problem. But anyhow,
what's the root of the problem?
Sir, I've already explained it to you.
I just don't. I don't think that's true.
Okay, well, you cannot think it's true. It is true, but you cannot think it. That's fine.
Well, I have no problem with people in high crime areas being shook down.
Yeah, sir. You've already explained that, and honestly, sir, no offense, it's getting repetitive at this point.
Okay? Yeah, so are you.
You've already, I know, because you keep saying the same thing and I keep responding the same way, and we're not getting anywhere in this conversation. You've just said like 6 times that you want freaking the federal government to come down and shake people down. Okay, you literally want to bring back stop and frisk, which you started this conversation talking about race, and you literally want to bring back legitimately one of the most racist policies that we've ever had in the United States. Okay,
no, I'm okay with stop and frisk. I carry legally, and I'd be okay with them stopping and frisking me. I said, "Here I go, man. Here's my."
All right, sir. Then you don't care, sir. I got it, sir. Sir, you don't care about your own civil liberties. I understand. Okay. But in this country, we have civil liberties, okay? We have personal liberties in this country, according to the Constitution. If you want to give yours up, go ahead, okay? But I cannot advocate for the giving up of personal freedoms and civil liberties in this country, okay, in order to meet some end. Okay, because that is the exact same rhetoric that people like Hitler used in the United States, where they said, oh, if you just give up all of your liberties and all of your freedoms and all of your stuff, right, and just implement an attitude of fascism in this country, then we'll solve all of your problems. And we see where stuff like that goes. Okay, it is important in this country that we maintain an ability to have civil liberties and freedoms away from the government. That is important. Okay, so if you want to give yours up, okay, that's totally fine. Okay, but I am not going to sit here and agree with you that I am willing to give up mine, okay, and let the government send in the military to shake down anybody who looks like me, okay, in order to fix some end. Okay, I'm not going to do it.
Well, some of those civil liberties are already lost because you got gangster disciples running blocks in certain areas. You got gangbangers taking away everybody's civil liberties, but they can't run around safe. Their civil liberties are already taken. You can have them taken away from the government, or you can have them taken away by the gangbangers and the thugs.
And there's lots of different ways Sorry, and there's lots of different ways that we could put money into different types of law enforcement and other forms of freaking policing enforcement in the United States. The National Guard is not one of them. Yeah. So, but anyways, like I said, this is getting repetitive, so I'm going to move on to the next caller, but I hope you have a wonderful day, all right, man?
You too.
All right, bye. All right, Sean, we're going to keep this thing going. Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this almost every single day, and turn those notifications if you haven't already. We're going to go through a few super chats, and then we're going to move on to the next caller. So if you'd like to be the next caller, come on in, enjoy your day. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. All right. Live Squad Nation LSN, gun control is already stricter there. Some of the most strict in the whole country. Gun control stricter there. Those some of the most what? Sorry. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me in this. I do not have a clue. I'm very sorry. I do not know what that says. All right, cool. Next one. Spencer, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, to all MAGA, if you can only choose one, which are you choosing? A national abortion ban or stricter gun control? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I'd like to hear the answer to that one. And Spencer again, big W's in the chat for Spencer with a $20 super chat. Says, is he serious? The gangbanger stance,
It's
what a joke. The fact that Polly, how dare you explain in the depth the reason for stricter gun control? You stole what I was going to say. How dare you take my thunder? My apologies. I'm sorry. I will debate it worse for you next time so that you got it. Okay? I will gladly debate it worse for that way you got it next time. Big W's in chat for Spencer. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Spencer. And No Moss, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, thank you for sacrificing your mental health and engaging with people like you do. The internet has made people stupid, and Donald had focused on that fact and blended fact with fiction. 100% No Moss. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is very, very sweet. Thank you very much for that $10 super chat. All right, we're going to open up these phone lines, get on to the next person. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Fine, how about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. So why is that?
Because we saw what Biden did. We see what Harris did. There's
Yeah,
no
we
way
sure
to
did.
live.
Yep. So what did Harris
And
do?
as far as what you're talking about with gun bans,
I don't want to talk about
as
gun
in-
bans. What did Harris do?
I'm going to talk about it.
All right. Well,
I'm
then
gonna
you'll
talk
be hung
about
up
it
on.
anyway. And that just proves how the liberal left wants to talk.
That's
When
fine. I'm not
Republicans
a
wanna
liberal
talk-
left. I'm running a show, and I just did 30 minutes on gun control, and I don't want to continue it.
Congratulations. Back in the 20s, we wanted to...
All right. Did you think I was joking? I'm running a show for entertainment. I'm not here to just let you frickin' talk. Hello, how are you?
Well, you just hung up on me, so that...
And I just did it again.
It's insane.
Hello, how are you?
I want to put niggers like you in concentration camps.
It's insane.
All right. Well, if you keep voting for Donald Trump, I'm sure we'll get there. I'm sure with a little bit of effort, you'll get there, bud. Hello, how are you?
I'm gonna be honest. That last call was very fucked up.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Sorry about that. That was crazy.
Oh, that's pretty standard, man. I talk to Trump supporters. If I go 3 callers without being called the N-word, it's pretty surprising.
All right. Well, I'm sorry about that.
Anyways, did you vote for Trump? Do you support Trump?
Of course.
All right. Well, then you're enabling those people.
Oh, I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Yeah. So again, that's one of the biggest problems with people like Donald Trump, right? It's not that that Donald Trump is specifically racist, even though he has a long history of racism. And it's not that every person that voted for Trump is, racist. But what you're saying is that racism is not an ending factor for you, right? Like you're saying that you're okay with people like that last person, right? Being enabled with being able to be so forward with their racism by your support for somebody like Trump. So if you dislike stuff like that, which I think that we all really should, right? Like we all should just, be against, just blatant racism. All right. Then we also really need to be careful with the elected officials and what message they're sending out to people when we elect them. But anyways, sorry, that was just a sidebar. How old are you?
30.
Awesome. So why do you support Trump?
Well, first off, he's a very funny guy. Would you agree?
No.
That's an interesting opinion. Great sense of humor, first off. But you don't agree with that, apparently.
No, I do not. First of all, funny is not anywhere near a qualifier for president for me. I actually would prefer my president is not really that funny at all. Actually, the less funny that my president is, probably the better I'm gonna like them. To be completely honest with you.
Well, I mean, you voted for Kamala. She tried to be funny, but
Yeah,
was
she
not
wasn't really
at
funny either. To be completely honest with you,
all. Yeah,
she did
not at
try.
all.
I mean, Donald Trump
It's
tries.
not-
They both try. I guess.
It's not. Donald Trump's actually funny. Kamala was not.
Donald Trump is not funny. Donald Trump's an idiot.
So you're from Colorado?
No.
Denver?
Denver would be in Colorado, so I think we already answered that question.
Okay, so where are you from then?
Sir, are you trying to date? Why do you support Trump?
Wow. Chill out, dude. Just chill out. It's all good.
I'm very chill. I'm not here to freaking go ASL with you, dude.
Whoa.
I am not here to
Whoa.
freaking. Dude. I know I'm
Whoa.
cute. Okay, I'm very aware. All right, I have to sit up here every single day and just look at myself. Okay, do you know how distracting that is when you look this good? Okay, do you have any idea how distracting that is?
10
All
out of
right.
10 rage bait.
Sometimes I forget I'm even having a conversation with somebody else because I just catch me out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, damn, woo, it's freaking smoking. Okay, I'm here to talk to you. Okay, about why you support Trump. Okay, I don't need all the rest of it. All right. So last chance. Why do you support Trump?
Because I want him to lower the inflation in our country. I want him to secure the border, which he already has. I mean, I've seen it in real time. I mean, I've seen ICE deporting kids outside my house. I mean,
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm glad for you.
you don't know you're securing the border or what?
No, I just don't believe you're a serious person or bright enough to have this conversation.
I mean, you're the one who got 10 out of 10 rage baited. I mean,
All right.
all right. I mean, Trump 2028, right?
Sure, man.
You gonna vote for him in 2028?
Sure, why not?
Good man. Good man. Good man. That's a good man.
And you're boring. Now I see why you think Trump is funny, because you're also trying to be funny and you're not doing a very good job. You're failing pretty bad. Megan's just yelling at Spencer to freaking become a member. Yeah, Spencer, become a member. Somebody gift Spencer a membership. I don't know if we have the ability to do that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm well. Sorry. I am 25.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't, but I did have a question that I really needed to ask you.
All right, make it real quick.
Okay, so the question was, like that Tree of Liberty speech that Thomas Jefferson gave, if we add that with
It's
the
insane.
Second Amendment, we would have all right to dethrone Trump now, wouldn't we?
To dethrone him? Is that what you said?
Like to get him out of office.
No, the only way to get him out of office would be to impeach him, and impeaching him obviously isn't going to happen with a Congress that is. I mean, I like where your head's at, but no, I think the correct way to do that is through a democratic process, because that's what I'm always going to. That's what I'm always going to advocate for, is for democratic processes in the
Okay,
United
so what
States.
about the rest of the tyrants, though?
The what?
What about the rest of the tyrants? Can we get them out of office by doing, said things?
I think the best way to get rid of tyrants is to not vote for them.
I mean, yeah, true, but idiots always going to do idiotic things. So now the non-idiotic people got to clean up for the idiots. You see what I'm saying?
Well, what do you think I'm up here trying to do, man?
Yeah, you doing a damn good job at it.
All right, brother. I'm gonna move on to the next person. I appreciate you.
I know, man.
Bye. Dude, Megan, first of all, Spencer, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the team. I really appreciate you. Second of all, I like how Megan just literally was just is just bullying people into becoming members. I'm sorry, that was kind of funny. Megan's just like, become a member now. Sorry. Thank you, Spencer. I really, really appreciate that. And Megan for bullying someone else for a change besides me. Roylan, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Just said W's. I appreciate that. Can we get W's in the chat for Roylan? I thank you so much. Sorry, that was just funny. I couldn't help it. Like that's just too funny. And Velvet, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says, "Damn, I'm so jelly. You got these guys hitting on you. It's a rough life. Okay, it's a rough life. It does happen more often than you think." And Delissa with the big $10 super chat. I really appreciate this. That MAGA brain cult caller. The inability to understand facts and reality. They're okay with the BS until karma takes hold of them. MAGA brain cult tears. 100%. Hell yeah, Delissa. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, guys, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys would like to support, as you guys see, I like throwing the super chats up in between callers. So if you have something to say or you want to make a comment or anything like that, that's a great way to do it. I really, really appreciate y'all. And just like Spencer did, you could also become a member or a subscriber, depending on which platform you're on. And I think if you're on the Twitch side, you can do it through like Amazon Prime or something. It's pretty cool. But yeah, if you'd like to become a member, be part of the team, enjoy, help support the live, I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Also, I do have my pay links in my bio and all that sort of stuff too, in my link tree in my bio. So if you'd like to support that way, that is a way to do it also. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Absolutely.
Jillian, thank you so much for becoming a sub over on TikTok. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
One sec, babe.
Thank you so much, Jillian.
He's coming. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, you're good. So why do you support Trump?
I love Trump, man. He's
That's
great conservative, pro-white, pro-gun, anti-LGBT, all the good stuff, you know?
Yeah. If it ain't white.
If it ain't right, it ain't right.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You gonna do a incest joke too? Is that all you have?
No, sir. You just said he's pro-white. You said that.
Or are you gonna actually? No, I've called him before. You did an incest joke because you got really mad. You get really mad, dude.
Sir, I've actually gotten like really. Like, all right, be quiet. I've actually only gotten mad on the.
You're already mad. It's crazy.
Little guy, be quiet. Okay. What I was saying was, I've actually only
already ad homs. Yep.
All right. I've actually only ever actually like truly gotten mad like on this live like maybe like 3 times in like 2 years. You guys just really like think that you guys are getting me mad, and it makes you guys happy if you guys like you guys, it makes you guys really happy to think that I get mad. I think that's really cute. Kez, thanks so much for becoming a member and joining the team. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm okay.
Awesome. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 50.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I love him.
All right. That's weird.
Hey, I just want to make a statement that
no, thank you.
Trump.
Why do you love why do you love a
pedophile.
Presidential candidate? That's weird.
No, I like him because he's a pedophile. I love
It's
pedophiles.
insane.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next person. That's freaking weird, bro. Kez became a member, and then Kez sends up this next. Dude, you're smoking hot, dude. Dude, just straight up with the freaking like early morning glaze. I freaking love it, dude. Thank you so much, Kez. I appreciate that. Don't let these people tell you it's not cool to have a little like glaze every once in a while, bro. It's a great way to start your freaking Sunday morning. I'm telling y'all what, dude. I'm telling y'all. Spencer, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said LOL to the caller that was trying to be funny. Timing is everything. It is. It is important. Timing is very, very important. And Caitlin, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. It was awesome. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 12.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 31.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Nope.
Oh. Man, that sucks.
I just actually wanted to call to ask for some advice. I've seen some pretty solid arguments from you, and I figured I might be able to use it myself to try to combat, the fellow Christians I meet day to day. Just wanted to maybe just hear from you about like what are the best steps I can possibly do to, combat this crazy stuff that's happening nowadays.
Well, that's why I do this, man. Are you talking about just having conversations and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
having
So
conversations,
so
having
the
face people like that.
this is and I'm
insane.
gonna move on to the next person, but because I have to keep this thing going. But I will tell you this: that is one of the biggest reasons I've said this for a long time that I actually do these conversations. Okay, because I have conversations. Okay. With people that have no problem, being like openly racist, with people that, have no problem coming up here,
It's insane.
calling me the N word or whatever. I have these conversations with people that are a lot of times that are like the craziest, most, like wild people in the world. That way you can then take those arguments and those conversations, and that gives you an ability to have those conversations with other people who aren't nearly as wild, right? So, but it gives you a chance to take the arguments, look them up, do your own research, do all that stuff, and to be able to have those conversations later. But I do have to move on to the next caller. I'm really sad that I was really hoping you were a Trump supporter. Just I'm not gonna say what anything about your what I can see on the screen or whatever, but your area code is where I grew up, and I would love to argue with somebody from our area code that's a Trump supporter. That'd be great. But I hope you have a good one. All right.
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye. I'm not gonna put his info up there and all sorts of stuff, but that's his area code's where I grew up, so I was really looking forward to it. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
This DEI stuff needed some pushback.
This DEI stuff needed some pushback. Okay,
It's
what do you mean by that?
insane.
Well, supporting all this trans, gay, everywhere needs some pushback from that. You see UK suffering right
It's
now from that.
insane.
Well, sir, you said DEI and then you started talking about trans and gay people, and I don't understand what your argument is here.
Diversity thing, the pushing black people, women, lesbians. They wanna push a notion with all that.
They want to push what?
A notion.
What notion?
It's
That
insane.
yes, they do want to push a notion. You are correct. They do want to push a notion that we do have, even the illusion of equity in this country.
Well, do you think Kamala would have fought against that at all?
Why would I want anybody to fight against it?
Who would you be for? Are you Democrat, Republican,
I'm a progressive.
Independent Party, Progressive?
Yeah. Most of the people that I would truly be for will not be elected in this country in my lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the Democrats are way too centrist.
Well, my problem with Republican and Democrat is they both think that what we need in this country is more red tape, more laws, and more regulation.
Well, yes, I mean, the left does tend to be more regulation, especially when it comes to the business community and stuff like that. But that's not necessarily bad. I mean, I think we've seen the negatives of pushing, mass deregulation.
Mass deregulation?
Yeah, mass deregulation is like one of the reasons why we have such a bad housing crisis in the United States. Delina, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so mass deregulation is one of the reasons why we have such a bad housing crisis, right? Because we had regulations that were put in under the under the Obama administration, right? That helped to have restrictions on who could buy houses and all that sort of stuff, right? And then we had the deregulation of the housing market with things like different changes to the Fair Housing Act, right? And that deregulation allowed for more corporations to be able to easier buy up single family housing, which created a false inflation of housing, which is now the reason why it makes it harder for people to buy houses in the United States right now, right? So, while I will say that overregulation is not good, I also don't agree that deregulation is good either.
What?
But I don't know what any of this has to do with DEI or trans people.
Well, it's all kind of conjoined, ain't it?
No.
system, and they're all kind of interconnected, aren't they?
No. DEI is a human relations practice that teaches, the positives of equity, right, within the United States, right? Trans people are just people trying to live their lives, right? That Republicans seem to be way over concerned with, when I'm pretty sure 99.9% of them have never even met a trans person, right? And regulation is what I'm talking about when it comes to business and economics and different regulatory bodies within our government, like the EPA, right? So no, they're not intertwined at all.
You're taking the side of that's included in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Then
what is? What?
Is that correct?
What is part of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness?
Trans people.
Yeah, I just think that people, we do have rights in this country based off all persons born.
Forced, though?
What?
You think it should be forced upon people?
It's not. Who's it been forced upon?
Well, people that aren't that way. You don't see no straight walk.
Yeah, you do. Just everywhere else.
Oh, God. Really?
Yeah.
When is White History Month? There's a Black History Month.
Every single month.
Oh, God.
Besides February.
Oh, God. You're one of them.
All right. Well, that was an interesting conversation. No, it wasn't. Royland, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, y'all think Epstein's ghost haunts his old buddy Trump? He's just walking around the one. That's why Donald Trump's body is actually deteriorating, because it's actually getting eaten alive by the ghost of Epstein inside of his body. That's my new theory, and I'm sticking with it. You cannot prove to me that I'm wrong. It's the truth, okay? Prove to me that I'm wrong. Prove to me that I'm wrong. And Jay Lee, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much, Royland. Jay Lee says, wow, Trump and Kennedy should go to the same cell. That's the fucking truth. That they could talk about vaccines or something. Very, very strange. Someone said the ghost of sex offenders past. Sorry. That's fucking true. Thank you so much, Jay Lee. I appreciate you. Michelle said, my power to you for talking to the Kool-Aid drinking idiots. Wait till they see the light and wake up. Why are the most men so easily lied to? I don't know. It's just, people just, sometimes they just take just whatever they're told. It's a lot easier to just take what you're told than to actually research and look into things. Okay. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications if you haven't already. Really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's all it is. A lot of people are just really a lot easier to just take what they're told than to actually research and look into anything. It's pretty wild. Reese, thank you so much for becoming a new member. I really appreciate that. We're already on 4 new members for the day over on the YT. I really appreciate that. And I think we're already sitting at 2 over on the TikTok side too. So we're getting a lot of new members to the team, especially if you're a new member of the team. Make sure you guys are joining the Discord, putting that in your little application thing so you get access to all the members only spaces and all that stuff. So that's really, really fun. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for those boxing gloves. I just saw that. Spencer said, Polly, do you change numbers every single day? Or is it the same one? Thinking about adding it to my contacts under Polly Politics. Yeah, go ahead. It's fine. It's the same one. I haven't changed it in a while. So yeah, I will change it eventually. But yeah, it's the same one. So you can save it for the moment. I'll let you know if I change it. And Velvet, thank you so much for the $5. Said, how come libertarians only eat fish? I think that's pescatarians. I'm pretty sure that's pescatarians. Pretty sure. Ellie, thank you so much for the $5. Says, baffle the Trumpsters. I'm trying over here. I'm trying. Howard said, Trump supporters think that DEI is affirmative action. Joke's on you. They don't know what either of them are. Joke's on you. They have no clue what either of them are. All right, phone lines are back open. And yes, Velvet, he did say there's no straight walk. He did say that with his actual face. He did. And Trey, thank you so much for the 99 cent super chat. I really appreciate that, Trey. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I sure do.
Awesome. Why is that?
I personally think in Biden's administration, the economy kind of failed in a way.
Okay, how?
Well, I'm a big, huge car guy, and I know it's kind of off topic. Gas prices, where I lived, especially, it skyrocketed to the moon, and I personally thought it was just unaffordable. I'd buy a whole different car to actually afford to actually get into work and stuff. Believe it or not, I drive pretty long distance for.
Well, that's fine, sir. I agree that gas. I'm sorry, you don't have to argue with me. Gas prices went up.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like a coincidence. Oh, like Obama's administration,
not a coincidence at all.
Went up, a lot of things went up. Biden's administration, things went up.
Yeah.
It's just I know
it's not a coincidence at all.
Sorry?
It's not a coincidence at all.
Oh, why do you think that?
Well, I was sir. No offense. It's not a thing. We know why gas prices went up. Yeah, we know why these things happen. We don't have to take guesses or anything. Yeah. So have you ever heard of the OPEC Plus deal?
No, I have not.
Okay. Are you familiar with basic economics?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, are you familiar with basic economics?
For the most part.
Like supply side economics, like supply and demand, stuff like that. Easy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I work in sales, so yeah.
All right, perfect. So you can understand that when we have less of something, right, and a higher demand for something, then prices go up, correct?
Exactly.
All right, perfect. So the OPEC Plus deal, what it did was it lowered the amount of oil that was being produced by OPEC Plus countries by almost 10 million barrels a day.
Correct.
Okay. Like strongly reducing the amount of oil that was available across the United States, or across the world, not even the United States. We saw gas prices go up across the entire world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you know when the OPEC Plus deal was signed?
No.
Okay, that would be 2020. Okay.
2020, right when Trump was getting out of office, I'm assuming?
Oh, well, Trump was in his last year of office.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what happened was, how old did you say you were?
23.
23. So 2020, you would have been like 18 years old. So maybe you weren't like very, looking too much into it and all that sort of stuff, but that's totally fine. Okay. So during COVID, all right, when, after Donald Trump shut down the economy, right? Shut down a lot of businesses and all that sort of stuff, right? People weren't traveling, obviously, right? Because where are you going to travel to? Everything's shut down for COVID, right? So oil was not in high demand. Right? We actually, across the world, we were producing a whole bunch of oil across the entire world. And we literally at one point had like ships of oil, like sitting off of off our coast of the United States that had no place for it to go. All right. So big oil was losing their ass. Okay. Like just losing their ass because gas prices, because again, right, we had almost no demand for oil. So, and on top of that, we had a super high supply of oil because there was nobody that wanted it. So gas prices were super, super low, right? Makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. High supply, low demand, right? So big oil went to Donald Trump and they were like, hey, we have a problem. Like we're not making any money, right? We need to find a way to be able to make more money. And we're not being able to do it right now. So what we need is for you to try to find a way for us to be able to make more money off of oil. And so Donald Trump went to the OPEC Plus countries and requested that they all got together and reduce the amount of oil that was being produced across the world by about 10 million barrels a day. Okay, which they agreed to. And this isn't something that I'm just claiming. Donald Trump has bragged on stage multiple times about coordinating this OPEC Plus deal because Donald Trump can't help but to brag about anything that he does, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. At a certain point, we reopened back up from COVID, right? And at a certain point, we needed oil, a lot of oil, because people started traveling, people started buying, people started doing all the things that, we went back to doing and actually at a higher rate than before. But the problem was we were then restricted on the oil across the world, right? So at that point, we had a very, very low supply of oil and a very, very high demand for oil. And the OPEC Plus deal didn't end until 2022. All right. So if you actually look at the gas prices at the end of 2022, going into the beginning of 2023, when that deal expired, that is actually when we saw gas prices start to go down. So you're right. Gas prices were incredibly high at the beginning of Biden's administration. The problem with that is it had nothing to do with Biden and everything to do with Donald Trump's OPEC Plus deal.
What about the 2 extra years Biden's administration was in office?
What do you mean?
So I live in a Democratic country, or not country, state, and I'm pretty sure you can see that from my area code. So where I live, it is very, very, pardon my French, very fucked up with everything going on financially.
Sure.
A lot of
but what did you just mean? Like, what did you just mean by what you said, though? What about the other 2 years Biden was in president? What do you mean by that?
Why didn't prices go down?
They did at the beginning of 2023, as soon as the OPEC Plus deal went away.
Right.
It immediately started going down.
Okay, but I'm asking about the 2 years that Biden had time to actually start fixing the economy after what you're saying, the OPEC deal ended.
Sir, I don't understand what your question is. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you're trying to get someplace with this, and I don't really understand. Biden came in. We were starting to release from COVID. We had less oil. Oil prices went up. The deal ended. Gas prices started going down.
Right.
What part of that are we confused about?
I never saw them go down where I'm at significantly, where it's so affordable.
Are you kidding me? Dude, gas prices were like $5 a gallon. By the time Biden left office, they were like under $3.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Maybe where you live, maybe, but where I live, no. Gas prices are still at around $3.99 to $4.30.
Where do you live?
I live quite literally close to Chicago.
Okay. Well, certain states have higher gas prices, sir. And there's certain states that have higher taxes when it comes to gas prices, and the tax fuel a lot higher than other states do, and all sorts of other things, sir. But the problem is that when we talk about the president of the United States, the president of the United States doesn't control what Chicago's gas prices. The president, well, he doesn't really control any gas prices, if you want to be like completely honest with you. But these deals affect all of the United States, and so I'm talking about prices in the United States, right? Like I don't know what your local gas station is charging for gas, and I sure as hell don't know what Illinois state taxes are when it comes to fuel prices, right?
Well, Illinois is at its all-time high. It's I think it is higher than California for just about anything under tax-related things, which is insane if you actually think about. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at is during, let's say, Obama's administration, which sure, I was young, I saw my father go through a lot, like with how inflation was, housing, and everything like that. My dad actually almost lost his house because of the recession, which I think some people do blame on Bush, but I think it was because of the Ninja loans, if I'm correct. I'm not too familiar with that situation, but I know that the government does have some type of control over, just handing out loans to people, because I don't know how to explain that.
I don't know what sir, no offense, and I'm really not trying to be rude. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like, just being completely honest with you, sir. Of course it was Bush. The recession happened under Bush. The housing market bubble pop happened under Bush. Okay. Then Obama came in after the recession. Everything got higher because we had just left a recession. Okay. See, see, we have things that happen in the recession, like the recession under the Bush administration, and then Democrats have to come in and recover it. And by the time Obama left office, it had recovered amazingly. All of our economic like numbers and all of our data was freaking significantly better, and like incredibly better by the end of his term. Trump comes in, we have COVID. COVID pretty much almost crashes our fucking economy, and then Biden has to come in and fix it. But it's like it's just strange that for some reason people are like, oh well, we only elect Democrats after Republicans have already fucked up everything, but we blame the Democrats for electing them after everything's already fucked up. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like COVID was the worst economic disaster in our country since the recession of 2008, right? Which was the worst economic disaster in our country since the Great Depression, right? Like, we're talking about major economic freaking things that happened in the United States with the 2008 recession and with COVID, all right? That literally destroyed our economy. And then it's while the economy's like in the middle of being destroyed, you're like, we're gonna elect Obama and Biden, right? And then we're gonna be like, well, the economy sucks right now. And it's like, well, yeah, you let Bush and Trump put us into fucking recessions. The Democrats are coming in to recover it. You don't just blame someone just because because you hired them once you already fucking fucked it up.
Do you think in a business aspect that Kamala would have been able to actually support the country?
Of course she would have.
Why do you think that?
Well, first of all, she has a degree in economics, which is much better than Trump has. But that's just, low end stuff. Because she's worked in freaking as a district attorney, she's worked in our legislature, she's worked in the executive. She freaking again was part of the administration that helped recover us from the freaking from COVID faster than any industrialized nation on the planet.
So you think the Biden administration worked?
Well, what do you mean by worked? Worked is subjective. Did it do what it set out to do, which was recover us from COVID? Yes. Again, we recovered faster than any industrialized nation on the planet.
I guess we're just going to keep agreeing to disagree on that. I mean,
well, what are you saying that what part? You're not even disagreeing. You're just asking me a question and then saying you disagree. You're not giving any evidence for what your stance is.
So, how do I explain this, dude? Because you're quick with answering. You're not giving me much time to think here. But, okay. So, my own personal opinion, everyone has their own personal opinions about politics. And, I'm not very argumentative with people. I'm more just like talking about them. During what I personally thought was during the Biden administration, I thought everything kind of went up, then down, up, then down. And I get where you're coming from with, God, where am I going with this?
I don't know.
Kind of like, yeah, me either.
Yeah. See, here's the difference between how you and I think, and this is why it's not an agree to disagree. Okay, and here's why it's not. Okay. Yours is going off of feelings. Mine's going off of facts. All right. And truly, like, I'm not even saying that to like be offensive in any way, shape, or form. Okay.
Oh, you're not. You're actually being more respectful than anything. So
yeah.
I'm not,
so I'm not saying I'm truly not saying that to be disrespectful, but you're going off of feelings. I'm going off of facts. Okay. You're saying Biden was president, so this thing happened. I'm saying did Biden do something to make that better or worse, or did he not? Okay. And I also have a realization that just because somebody becomes president doesn't mean that everything that the last president did all of a sudden disappears. Okay.
But
so
I know you got probably a boatload of other people to talk to.
I do.
I just want to ask you something. Do you think the border control was okay under Biden's administration? Did you support any of that?
Okay is subjective. So we can have different opinions of what's okay. All right. Do I think that we've had a issue at the border? Yes.
It's insane.
Do you think that, in a way, they kind of failed in that sense
How?
with border safety,
How?
with the amount of people that crossed over the border illegally. You don't think that was?
Well, sir, I don't care about how many people
mayhem in
crossed
a
over
way?
the border illegally. I care about how many people are in the country illegally.
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear that part.
I don't care about how many people cross the border illegally. I care about how many people are in the country illegally.
Okay, so
It's
I'm
insane.
assuming you did not like the fact that our border wasn't safe, and that was
No, but see, I don't agree that our border wasn't safe
How come?
because there was literally so many deportations. It's crazy. We had freaking literally like we had 685,000 deportations at the southern border last year, just last year. Okay, with literally record numbers of drug stops, record numbers of freaking apprehensions, record numbers of deportations. Literally record numbers across the board on tons of things that happened at the border. Now, do I think our border needed to be more secure? 100% I do. Okay. But the Biden administration also tried to pass legislation to fix that. He had a bill that had over 90% freaking support in the Senate, and Donald Trump stopped it. Donald Trump called the Senate while he wasn't even in office, didn't even have any power, called the Senate and told them not to pass an immigration bill because he told the Senate that if this bill passed, Biden will fix immigration and then I can't run on it.
Okay, my other question is the sanctuary states.
There is no sanctuary states, there's sanctuary cities.
Okay, yeah, sanctuary cities. What do you think about that whole situation?
Well, first of all, let's start by defining what a sanctuary city is. What's a sanctuary city?
Protecting illegal immigrants and basically handing them money like taxpayer dollars.
No. So handing people money is not part of being a sanctuary city at all.
Well, protecting them in a way where it's still costing us money in a nutshell. Like
how does
let's
it
just
cost us
base
money?
it
They
off
say
that.
all they say is that they're not going to. All they're really saying is they're not going to cooperate with federal, immigration law enforcement with getting them out of here. That doesn't cost us more money. That costs us less money.
Medicaid.
Medicaid is not available to federal Medicaid dollars aren't available to undocumented immigrants.
Are you sure about
Yes.
that?
Unequivocally and positively. There are certain states that allow state dollars for things like Medi-Cal, okay, like in California, right? Medi-Cal can go to some undocumented immigrants, but those are not federal dollars. Those are all state dollars, and California voted on that. So they're allowed to have they're allowed to have sovereignty within their own state to make that decision. I don't know who we are to say that California can't make that own decision for themselves.
So I just wanted to double check what I was asking, and I'm correct. Illinois will have spent over $2.5 billion on migrant care by the end of 2025. That's what I'm bringing up.
Yeah. Across the United States, migrants have cost the federal government about 30, like in 2024, cost the federal government about 35 billion dollars, and they paid like $98 billion in federal, state, and local taxes, while receiving absolutely no social safety nets.
Think that money spending is going.
Sir, did you hear me?
No, I didn't.
Okay. The federal government, the U.S. federal government spent about $34 billion on undocumented migrants last year.
Right.
Okay. Undocumented immigrants paid almost $100 billion, $98 billion in state, local, and federal taxes last year. Okay. The money for undocumented immigrants is not coming from you and I, it's coming from them. Not only is it coming from them, they're paying us.
Okay, if you say that. I
do say
personally
that.
think otherwise, and I don't got my facts straight, obviously, but I hope to talk to you another time. I bet you got a million other people to talk to. I'll do some research and I'll hit you with some curveball questions.
No, you won't. Here's your problem. Okay, here's your problem, and I'm gonna let you know what your problem is right now, and then I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go research to try to throw me a curveball, okay? Because you are trying to find answers that fit within
insane.
your confirmation bias. Okay? You have decided that you feel a certain way about migrants. And instead of going out, okay, and saying,
It's insane.
I'm going to find facts and evidence to see what is actually correct, you are saying, I am going to go find evidence that fits what I believe already. All right? Don't do that. All right? Go find out the facts and evidence of what happened, okay? Not that fits your confirmation bias. And then if you want to come up and tell me I'm wrong with evidence and you have evidence to show that I'm wrong, I am more than happy to to take the L. I have no issue with that. Okay? I have absolutely no issue with that.
Alrighty.
Just wing it. Yeah, just go look for what the actual evidence is, what the actual facts are, and then come back and go from there, right? And again, if I'm wrong, I have no problem being wrong. I am not perfect. I don't know everything. Okay?
Yeah, nobody knows everything. You're
Exactly.
100%
So
right.
so if you come with evidence that like true, actual, unbiased, independent evidence that says that I am wrong, I will listen. I will admit I'm wrong. I have done it on this live before. Okay? But don't go to try to find evidence of things just because you want them to be true. Go find evidence of things that are true, then make your decision. Sound good? Is that fair?
Yeah, 100%. And hey, I kept hearing a few callers being racist to you. I hope you know every person that, or not every person, but most people that supported Donald Trump, they're not racist. And I want to apologize against their behalf because that's just foolish of them.
Sir.
Because-
And I explained this to the last guest, so I'm going to do it quickly when I explain it this time. Okay. Do I
Yeah.
believe that every single Trump supporter is a racist? Probably not. Okay. But it wasn't a factor that bothered you enough to not vote for him because Donald Trump is a racist. Donald Trump has 50 years of racism. Donald Trump cohorts with known racists. Donald Trump puts known racists in his cabinet. Okay.
Right. I chose him because I thought he was
hold on, sir. What I'm saying is it's not a deal breaker for you. Okay. And when you elect someone like Donald Trump, okay, who openly puts people like Stephen Miller in his cabinet, known racists, okay, then you embolden racists like those people to be able to come up here and say whatever to me. You embolden them to be more racist. The reason why they're able to be racist and openly racist the way that they are is because of your vote. Okay? So again, while you might not purposely be a racist, okay, what I need you to understand is that you are like, I'm forgetting the word for what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought there. You're emboldening them. Okay, you embolden them with your vote, and you embolden them with your rhetoric. All right, but hey, I am gonna move on to the next caller. I hope you have a good day. All right.
Hey, you too, man. Please
All right,
be
bye.
safe.
All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. Going to the next guest. We're having a really fun Sunday live. I am really having a great time today. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications if you haven't already. Okay. If you'd like to become a member or a sub, please consider doing that. I really think it's awesome. I know Vicky over on the Twitch side over there just said, just showed that you can get a free one over on that side with an Amazon Prime membership, which is really cool. And or if you'd like to gift subs or membership, that's also a great way to do things also. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Spencer, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, why are we talking about someone who has been out of office for more than 10 years and most of their policies have been dismantled in one way or another? I don't know, Spencer. I don't know. I don't know why we talk about Obama so much. All right. I assume because Obama really hurts his feelings. Okay. I don't know. All right. It is just crazy to be like, oh, this guy sucks because we gave him a bad situation. I don't know. Trump talks about it. Trump's just like, I want a Nobel Peace Prize. Guys, give me the Nobel Peace Prize. You gave it to the black one. You might as well give it to me also. I stopped a war in Iran that I started. Please give me the prize. Thank you, Spencer. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Spencer again. Oh my goodness. WC Trevor Spencer said, "Oh wait, that's right. It's the watch. What my right hand is doing while ignoring what's happening with my left in this scenario." 100% Spencer. That's a lot of it. I really, really appreciate that. That is really very true. Thank you so much, Spencer. Giselle, thank you so much for the jewels. I appreciate that. Jay Lee said, migrant workers doesn't mean they're illegal workers. It just means that they're migrant workers. Yes. People seem to get very, very confused with the difference between people that are here on a permanent resident status, people here are a legal status, people that are here on an undocumented status. People are get very, very confused about that. All right. People get very, very confused. I don't know why, but it's really not that difficult of a concept unless you just really just don't like brown people. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's the only thing I can think of that I don't know. I don't get it. And Joshua Nelson said, oh my God, with the $50 super chat. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely so huge right now. Thank you so much for that, Josh. Big W's in the chat for Joshua Nelson over here. Said, this guy is rummaging through his Rolodex of words and topics Trump has spoken about and not pushed back even one bit on any of them when proven wrong. Is this guy sentient? Does he want to win any argument? Maybe quiz him on what to say to him. Just give him a. Joshua? Are you telling me that I should I be helping him with his argument? Is that what you're saying? Like, should I be like, all right? So when I say this, okay, this is when your comeback to that is this, okay? And we'll kind of walk him through the argument. No, I think, see, it's people like that, and like I will say this about that guy. Okay, again, huge W chat for Joshua for that absolutely huge. That is absolutely so amazing. Thank you so much, Joshua. I truly do feel like I don't talk to a lot of people I say this about, but I do feel like people like him, like truly, like that. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I didn't turn that off. Oh my goodness, how do I? Oh my God, I forgot how to turn that off. Oh goodness. I usually have that setting off. Sorry, I gotta freaking fix that. I am way too close. Holy crap. Y'all just saw all of my face. Oh my goodness. That was so much. Holy crap. Sorry. Sorry. For y'all in the portrait lives, y'all didn't see that. For the horizontal lives, that thing just that camera just got this close to my face. Oh my goodness. That was wild. Yeah, y'all couldn't see it. Like, if you guys, depending on which video you're looking at, y'all, you didn't see it. But for some of y'all just saw way too much of my face really, really quickly. All right. Anyways, what I was saying was, I do feel like people like that last guy, there is a possibility of actually switching him over. All right. There's an actual possibility. If he actually goes out and actually tries to find sources and data that actually, aren't trying to feed his confirmation bias, are actually trying to be truthful, I feel if I can get a guy like that to actually research, he might actually become like a, contributing member to society. Possibly. I can't guarantee it. All right. But yeah. But you're right. He was just going through different Trump talking points. And he didn't have any evidence to push anything back. It was just, I feel this, I feel this, I feel that, I feel like this, I feel like that. That was all it was the whole time. But Joshua, again, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And and Dave the Train Guy's here. We got Dave the Train Guy here with the big zoom. With the big zoom. What's up, Dave the Train Guy? How you doing today, bud? Hope you're having a good one. Hello, how are you?
Hi, my name is Mike. I'm 28. So I've been listening to your live stream on YouTube for the last probably like half hour now, and there's a lot of crazy people that have come on here. Me personally, I feel I was a Trump supporter at first.
Yep.
then a lot.
Real quick, dude, are you on like a Bluetooth or something? You sound like a robot.
Yes. Hold on. Hold on. On better?
Oh my gosh, so much. You're a human. Holy shit.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I'm driving in my car right now.
Bro, if you had put like 4 more pauses in that sentence, you would have sounded exactly like RFK.
But no, I kind of more just want to ask, what your kind of like opinion is on the pushback on like abortion and, with the whole transgender thing. I personally believe that a lot of the movements and like the stuff that Trump was wanting to do were good things, but they were just taken in the wrong way, like done in the wrong manner.
First of all, how old are you?
28.
Awesome. And you support Trump?
I would say yes, but lately I don't really agree with a lot of the things that are going on.
Okay. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding your question, and I want to make sure I get your question correctly before I try to answer it, right? So you said something about his stance on abortion?
Yeah. I was going to say, do you feel that a lot of the things that Trump is trying to do around abortion and getting rid of people being able to self-mutilate for gender changes, and that if they were handled in a different way, that a lot of his policies could have actually came out to be more beneficial than they are?
No, his policies suck. But what do you mean by self-mutilate? You talking about just having gender-affirming care?
Well, I mean, so that has really... So if you're a person that wants to say, I'm queer, I'm bi, I'm gay, I'm a guy that likes other guys, or you're a female that likes other females, that's perfectly fine. But once you go to a point of where you're saying, I want to chop off a part of my body because I feel that this isn't right, 20 years ago, that would have been considered a mental disability. Like,
no, it's not.
Like, that is stuff that would be... No,
first of all, let me be very clear. Who the hell are you to tell people what's right or wrong to do with their bodies? Like, let's just start off with that. Second of all, do you have a problem with women getting breast reductions?
I feel that everybody's body is made how it was supposed to be made, and that we shouldn't.
So you feel that
something that is physically causing our body harm, and that it is a life-threatening situation, that there is no reason to ever want to cut off a part of our body.
Yeah. So there actually is like literally thousands and thousands and thousands of medical research and study to actually show things like gender affirming care actually significantly and unequivocally reduce the amount of the suicide rate among people that are transgender. So do you not feel that is some type of harm?
I can understand that helps out a lot in that mental capacity. And I feel that people in that capacity should be supported better with therapists and stuff like that. And that there should be more gender affirming care in the sense of that we should be more okay with how their views are. But I personally don't feel okay with that it got to a point of where people started self-mutilating. When me personally, 20 years ago, I've been put into a mental hospital for cutting as a kid when I had suicidal ideation. When I used to cut on my arm, that would get me put into a mental hospital.
Yeah,
but nowadays it is okay to go into a mental hospital and say, I want to chop off my penis because I feel that I am a female.
Hold on. First of all, you do realize that's not new, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You're saying it's new. It's not new. Yeah, sir. You ever heard of a eunuch?
Put out there. A eunuch? No.
Yeah. You've never heard of a eunuch?
No.
Okay. Well, that was people, okay, chopping off freaking genital organs, okay, in biblical times. Okay. And they had a name for them and everything, right? If you actually want to talk about different genders and all this sort of stuff, the Talmud, right, in ancient Jewish religion, okay, has 8 recognized genders. Okay, but somebody having a gender reassignment surgery, okay, is no different than anybody else having any type of other gender affirming care, right? People get, women get breast reductions or breast enhancements, right? Because it makes them more, comfortable within their bodies and their gender, right? If freaking, men,
better about themselves.
Yeah,
but
men.
What I'm saying
hold on, sir. I'm still talking, sir. I heard what you said, sir. I heard what you said. Sir, I heard what you said. It's my turn to talk. Yeah, we have everything from men getting hair implants because it makes them feel more manly, right? We have things for like women getting, and women and men both having surgery for like to be less fat or more fat, freaking shutting off stomach, getting rid of excess skin. Tattoos and piercings, okay, are can be a form of gender affirming care. Right, I just got a new tattoo right here. Just got it earlier this week. Right, and those are all things that we can do within that. Okay, but what you're really saying, sir, is that you don't feel comfortable with transgender, so you think that transgender people shouldn't be able to do what's best for transgender people.
No, that has nothing to do with me not liking transgender people or me having any issues with transgender people. What I'm trying to say is that we should be going more appropriately about trying to talk with these people and make sure that they're realizing that what they are doing is something that is going to be for the rest of their life.
How many
a lot of these people that are doing this are in their young 20s and are not wanting this after about 5 or 10
Incorrect.
years of doing it. How many stories
Incorrect.
is there of people that have went
Incorrect.
and had a,
yeah, the overwhelming, and I mean over 99% overwhelming majority of people that receive gender affirming care do not regret it afterwards.
I kind of find that hard to believe.
You can find whatever you want hard to believe. What you believing it doesn't change the numbers. It takes years and years and years.
Really went off topic for me trying to.
I don't care whether you think it went off topic or not. It literally, sir, it takes.
Policies could have been handled differently.
It takes
like this
years.
Is what we were trying to talk about, and you went straight into me not being okay with transgender when I've never said that I have anything against transgender.
Yes, you did. You're literally still talking about it.
Have more mental health stuff towards them to help them.
Sir, they did. It takes years of mental health care in order to have a gender reassignment surgery. Years and years and years. Okay? This is not some shit that somebody just woke up one morning and said, I'm trans, let me go get a surgery. And they're like, sweet, we can fit you in between noon and 3 today.
Honestly, I really do think your guys are right. You get aggravated way too easy, man.
Sir, I am not even close to aggravated. Oh, he got his fifis hurt. It's so funny watching how, like, literally for the party of people that try so hard to, like, listen to, like, Joe Rogan and try to be these alpha males, they are the softest motherfuckers, dude. The softest motherfuckers that I have ever seen in my entire life. I wasn't even raising my voice. That wasn't even aggravated. How can you possibly get through life when you are just that soft, bro? How could you possibly get through life when you are that fucking soft? Ridiculous. Shannon, thank you so much for the $2 and almost $3 there in Canadian dollars. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Patrick. What even is freedom? Can't be trans, can't be trans or have abortions. When they say freedom, they only mean freedom to do what they think they should be able to do, but not freedom for anybody else to be able to do what they want to do. Right? When the right talks about freedom, they mean freedom for straight white Christian males. They don't mean freedom for anybody else. Freedom for straight white Christian males. That's it. Really sucks that guy freaking ran off like a little baby too. Ari wanted me to talk to him about abortion. Kind of sucks. Yeetus, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said I just got back from DC protesting with the vets. We need to keep fighting and pushing back on this administration. We the people hold the power. Ain't even to that. W's in the chat for Yeetus and Yeetus in the super chat. Straight the hell up, freaking fight. We the people, baby. You know, it's always funny how it's really what's really kind of sad is like I always see like super right wingers with like the "we the people" like tattoos on them too. I'm sure there's some people in here too, but I'm sure there's people on the left that have it too. But it's usually people on the right that have like the "we the people" tattoos. And it's always the people that are just like tread on me, daddy, like straight up, like please tread on me, daddy. It's weird. W for the vets too. Big W's for the vets. Robert, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said MAGA like Trump MAGA likes Trump because he says stuff they wish they could say and get away with it unreal. 100%. 100%. That's exactly what it is. Okay. He says the things.
It's insane.
He says the things that a lot of freaking MAGA and all those sort of people want to say, but they don't say it. It's exactly what it is. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys like to become a subscriber or a member, this is a great time to do it. Join the team. I did see someone ask where you can find the Discord. The Discord is in my link tree in my bio, or depending on which platform you're on, we can have one of the mods can throw it in there and all that sort of stuff. And you can join the Discord. If you click on it, doesn't work, just paste it into a browser. That usually is the best way for it to work. And again, if you become a member or a sub, make sure you put that in the application there. Because then we'll make sure we get you into the right roles and everything in it. Oh, excuse me. All right. And Ryan said, did you read Ezra Klein's new article? I have not. I had a very, very busy day yesterday, the last couple days. But I had a very, very busy day. Doing a whole bunch of not politics stuff. I went on an escape room. So I went to an escape room, had dinner. Anyways, phone lines are back open. Hello, how are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. This is Trey. I am a Democrat, kind of in the independent territory now. And I did have to ask about kind of the effectiveness of Trump's policies with the kind of DC federal takeover. While I don't agree with the methods, if the results are there at reducing violent crime, what is your opinion of kind of the means to get there?
Yeah, so first of all, it's not really that effective, but let's just say it was the most effective policy that ever existed, right? Let's just pretend that it was. Okay. Yeah, I can think of lots of things that would be super effective. Right? Martial law would be effective.
Would it though?
Yeah.
In terms of long-term kind of
if
impacts,
if we
martial
literally
law in a country like the United.
Well, no, sir. We're not talking. Hold on,
States.
sir. We're not talking about long-term impacts. You said, is it effective for stopping crime? Okay. Is martial law effective?
Okay, there's short-term and long-term solutions, right?
Right. Well, the long-term for but are we not going to talk about the long-term for DC?
We can, but we can also talk about the fact that in the 80s, a very similar thing was done.
Oh, when was that?
And it actually, so I think this was under Mayor Barry.
Hold on, Mayor Barry. Hold on, Mayor Barry.
Yes.
So the mayor sent the National Guard in.
No. So DC had a kind of crime issue in the 80s and 90s, got really bad. There was a lot of violent crime. And what the federal government did is basically it kind of curtailed the power of the DC police and put in National Guard members. And I think they even ended up replacing the mayor, which I don't agree with. But I'm just saying that it's not the first time that something like this has happened before.
That doesn't have really anything to do with my argument, but that's fine.
Well, no. I'm going to talk about the long-term kind of impacts, right?
Yeah, we're already seeing the long-term. We're already seeing the long-term impacts.
But I'm saying that if they went kind of over what Trump is doing now, and the violent crime is down in DC to historic lows, then
it sounds like you don't want me to answer the question.
No, I do.
Really? Because every single time I try to answer it, you just repeat what you already said.
Okay, well, I have to give context for what I was saying so I could give you more.
You're not giving more context. You're just repeating yourself.
No, the context was that historically this practice has been done before, and we can look at the downstream impacts over the decades.
Okay. This is not the same situation.
So I think you're assuming that I completely and wholeheartedly agree with what Trump is doing. And
I'm not assuming literally. I'm literally not assuming a singular thing. I'm trying to answer the
Well, for
question.
the okay. Well, can you continue to answer the question then?
Yeah. So again, let's be very clear that DC was at a 30-year low on crime before he sent them in. So the idea completely that there was a situation in the 80s where there was high crime, right? Significantly high crime, and the DC National Guard was called in by somebody, right? There isn't the same situation whatsoever. But when you talk about the long-term impacts of it, we're already seeing the long-term impacts of it, because we're seeing where Donald Trump then now takes the National Guard and he goes, okay, well, I'm going to start sending it into other cities of places and people that I don't like, right? He's being emboldened to do things. And when we look at freaking people that are in power, taking the capital city and sending in the military in order to control the military for no other reason, especially for trumped up freaking reasons, we can also have other comparisons on people that did that. We have Hitler in Berlin, we have Mussolini in Rome, right? And we saw how this started and how that spread into the military, going into all sorts of other different areas in which we did not have a problem in order to control people that he didn't like. We also see different impacts. We see Donald Trump sending people like ICE to Gavin Newsom rallies, right, in order to control different places like that. We have other states that are talking about sending the military to different, places for voting to make sure that there's no fraud. Right? We're already seeing the down impacts and how they're already starting to move down and down and down the line. Right? But again, I'm not finished.
Long term.
So if you want to talk about short term, again, there is a million different ways in which we can fix a short term crime problem. Okay, the DC National Guard thing isn't even really effective, right? Because the DC National Guard doesn't have law enforcement ability. Right? At all. And actually, if you look at the pictures of them, most of them are sweeping streets and picking up trash and all this sort of stuff, right? So really what you have is a whole bunch of armed military people just occupying a city, right? That's not fixing a crime situation, though maybe, I don't know, I guess if I'm a criminal and I see a bunch of military people standing around, I guess I'm less likely to do it for a second, okay? But it's not really fixing in a short term. It's not really fixing even in a short term a crime issue. It might fix it for a month or so or whatever, time frame that he has, but that's not really fixing any issues. Right. And we know what the detrimental effects could be long term.
Okay. But again, with the whole genocide that you brought up with Mussolini and Hitler, I would argue that even if it were legal in that time, internationally, it was still illegal.
It was not.
So,
hold on. When Hitler took the military,
when it happened.
Yeah. When he freaking took over Berlin with the military, it was not illegal freaking internationally.
Right, but after.
Right, we're not at the after yet, sir.
Long term.
Sir, we're not at the after yet.
We're not at the after of genocide in Italy and Germany.
Sir, we're talking about the United States now.
Right, and that's why I gave the example of in the 80s. Like DC was much worse. I'm agreeing with you in that crime is historically at a low, but I'm saying that sometimes when you have extreme issues, extreme methods can be justified.
We aren't having extreme anything.
Yeah, but I just disagree that any amount of violent crime is acceptable, and we should always move to a place where we can improve that.
Sure,
and again,
I agree with that also.
I agree
this
with the
doesn't
message
fix
or not.
Insane.
But I'm saying that it's too early to tell.
It's not too early to tell. It's not too early to tell because we had a 30-year low of violent crime without the DC National Guard.
Okay. Again, sometimes you can have a system that's working better, but not working as best as it could.
Sir, again, so you're saying that that any violent crime is bad, correct?
Yes.
And you're saying that whatever we have to do in order to curtail that crime is a good thing. So we should just take the entire active duty military, put them in every city, town, and district in the United States to lower crime, correct?
No, because you also have to look at the economic and downstream impacts.
No. We're having economic impacts in DC. You don't care. Small businesses are freaking getting ruined in DC right now because the National Guard is there. Freaking all tourism stuff is completely almost stopped there. You don't care about the economic impacts of DC, so why do you care about it for the rest of the United States?
I never said that. I said, again, long term, and I'm looking at decades as the time scale. I'm not saying whether or not this is going to work or not, but I'm saying that it's too early to say that this is not effective.
Okay, then what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? We can talk about Bill Clinton's crime bill.
No.
Right?
What are we talking about? If your entire argument is, well, we just have to wait and see, then there's no point in having this conversation.
Well, I'm saying that you can look at policies that previous administrations, both at the local and federal level, have done to combat crime.
And I gave you multiple examples of that happening, but you want like to ignore those.
Well, I'm giving you examples, and I don't think that you're addressing them.
Yes, because you're addressing one time in the 80s where nothing bad happened, and I'm giving you the worst possible scenarios, and you're ignoring those. And then when I bring those up to you, you just go, well, it's too early to see. So, okay, cool. It's too early to see then.
I'm not ignoring those at all.
You know what? You know what? This is exactly, again, what the people in Rome and the people in Berlin said too. Oh, it's just temporary. Oh, it's just, it's just something that'll happen. Oh, it's happened before. Oh, everything will be okay. You know what? It always is okay until it's not. Okay? It always is okay until it's not. The problem is that when we look back on this on decades, if we put ourselves in a situation where the United States president likes to act like an authoritarian, usurping the powers of districts, usurping the powers of cities, usurping the power of states, in order to implement the DC National Guard into places that don't need them, that cannot help them, for crime that does not exist. Okay, the best case scenario.
There is crime here. There is crime here.
For crime that does not exist, the best case scenario is that nothing fucking happens, and the worst case scenario is that we fall into fascism. Okay? When the other ways that we could do this is to just put law enforcement officials in there for fucking law enforcement. Okay? There's a very easy, very simple fix to this problem, which is put law enforcement in places where we want law enforcement fixed, not send the military in. It's a very simple thing. And Donald Trump literally has more federal agents of actual law enforcement in DC than any other place in the United States. He chose not to send law enforcement officials in there to stop crime, and instead decided to send in the military. Instead decided to send the military, who has no ability to enforce crime. And he did that because it is a show. Okay? Because he likes the
Again, I don't agree with the methods. And I think that there need to be viewpoints like yours and also alternative viewpoints. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is the fact that we just don't know the long-term, decades impact. And that it has to be explored on kind of both sides.
That's why I said I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. If your entire argument is we don't know the effects, you're right. If your entire argument is we don't know the effects, which you've said 4 times now, then there's no point in having this conversation. Okay? And I'm going to move on to the next caller because this is a waste of time.
Okay, some of the things that you were saying were not facts, but you have a great day.
You too. If there was something I was saying that wasn't facts, you should have said that. Okay? At least then we could have moved on with the conversation instead of just repeating over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Well, we're not going to know the effects for decades. Okay, then. Cool, man. Furry says, as a trans person, look at the amount of people is like 300 to 400 people who regret it. All of this for 300 people. That's facts, not spin. That's real facts. Yeah, this goes back to the earlier conversation. 100%. Yeah, it's just it's a lot of people who don't understand, which is, I guess, the majority of us, right? The majority of this is just people. There's certain people that's like, okay, I don't understand what it's like to be trans. I don't understand what it's like to be trans. I have no idea. Okay? I have no idea what it's like to be trans. So I'm just like, okay, cool. I don't need to understand. And then it's a whole bunch of other people that just say like, I don't understand what it's like to be trans, so it must be bad. Right? And that's what a lot of people that make the anti-trans argument is. It's just a bunch of people going, I don't know what this is, so therefore I don't like it. Right? It's really, really sad. It really is. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Jay Chesney says, a man doesn't say, I will starve myself to keep from starving, or he'd spend his money to save money. Why should he be ready to die to live? A man doesn't say, I will starve myself to keep from starving, or I'm sure this had something to do with a specific part of the argument, or he'd spend his money to save money. Why should he be ready to die to live? That's some deep shit. I don't really know what it had to do with the conversation, and maybe I messed up someplace, but it is some really, really deep shit. That's some fucking really deep shit. Thank you so much, Jay Jesse. And Jay Jesse again, say Dalton Trumbo. Ooh, Johnny got his gun. Yeah, that's true. Wait, hold on, Dalton Trumbo. I'm confused. What are you telling me? I feel like you're telling me some like super deep philosophical stuff that I don't understand. You're confusing me. You're using big words I don't understand, and I'm going to take it as disrespect. I have no idea what's going on. But thank you so much, Jay Jesting. Hopefully everybody else understands it, and I'm just dumb. Okay, I hope that's what's going on. I have been on for 2 hours, so my brain does start to fry a little bit after a certain amount of time. So I'm just gonna take it as that. And Libertina, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said wasting time is in the playbook of trolls everywhere. It's just like claiming everybody knows and being told Google it when asking for sources. I actually love when people tell me to Google it. Because 99.9% of the time when people tell me to Google something, I Google it and they're wrong. There was one the other day though. There was one the other day where somebody told me, I don't even think they told me to Google it. I just Googled it because I wasn't sure, and I was wrong. For the most part. Yeah, I was wrong though. So that happens. So it does happen. But 99.9% of the time they tell me to Google it and they're just wrong. So all right, I want to take one more just because that one was fucking shitty. I'm gonna take one more just because that was a shitty last conversation. I was gonna be done after this, but I think I'll take one more. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome. Hey, y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Well, I got subscribed. I'm raced.
I'm sorry. I'm talking to the crowd. Can you stand by for a sec?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, what I was saying is, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this almost every single day. I think we do it like 5 days a week now or something like that. If you'd like to become a member or a subscriber, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Or if you guys would like to send super chats, all sorts of stuff, we do it on the screen. We adjust all that sort of stuff. Or if you'd like to, I do have my pay links in my bio if you'd like to support that way through Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Anyways, I almost dropped that. Anyways, how old are you?
I'm watching this for a while. I'm 40. I'm from California.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No.
Oh. Well, the whole point was me to take one more Trump supporter.
I know. The idea is that you want to talk to people who believe in that, but I need these people to understand like the fiscal policies, the idea behind the big beautiful bill. I need them to make sense of that, right?
They haven't read the big beautiful bill. Freaking Republican congressmen haven't read the big beautiful bill.
Well, yeah, there was like a whole expose on Marjorie like coming out and saying, now that I've read it, I don't believe in it, and she voted for it.
Yeah, none of them read it. They just got told to freaking fall in line like they were supposed to, and they did. Like that's all it is. Like they just fell in line. But yeah, there's gonna be tons of economic impacts to it, and it's gonna be horrible next year. Unfortunately, we can't really go too far past that because it's already been signed and stuff like that. But yeah.
The steps of
no offense, man. I was trying to get another Trump supporter in before I ended my live because I don't have a lot of time. But if maybe join my Discord, maybe we'll set up a time if you want to talk about economic impacts. We can do that. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, no worries, man. Guys, I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now. Please, I'm trying to get one more Trump supporter up here before we leave. I don't want to talk to anybody else. Tara, thank you so much for the money gun. I appreciate that. I said I don't want to be rude, don't want to be mean or anything like that, but I'm looking for one more Trump supporter to actually to finish off the day. Okay, that's all. Okay. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
So far so good.
Huh?
So far, so good. Can't complain. Same thing, different day.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 28, actually.
Awesome.
In
Do you
Florida.
support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. What state do you vote in?
Can you repeat that question for me?
What state do you vote in?
Oh, I voted in Florida.
Huh?
I voted in Florida.
Awesome. Why do you support Trump?
The thing is, it can be many answers to why I support Trump. So that's why I was like, since I just part of the live, I wanted to make sure that what is the context of that behind that question.
Whatever you want it to mean.
Oh, well, for that, it can be many answers. Like, for example, people felt better in the economy on the first term. That's one, and they have that nostalgia to do the fact that they expected to do it again on his second term. There's also the fact that as a legal immigrant as well, I like his stance on illegal immigrations. And
What are you talking about? Donald Trump is deporting legal migrants.
No, he's not.
Yes,
I
he
don't
is.
think so.
Yes, he is.
Even if
He's deporting tons of them. What are you talking about?
Yes, give me a couple examples.
You're giving me a couple examples of him deporting legal migrants?
No,
Okay.
I want to. I just asking you like a couple examples of him deporting legal migrants.
Sure. Columbia students. That's
And
easy.
A Colombian student, yes.
Not Colombian students. Students from the University of Columbia.
Are they U.S. citizen? Are they U.S. citizen?
You didn't ask if they were U.S. citizens. You said, are they legal migrants? They are legal migrants, sir.
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Donald Trump has already talked about Donald Trump has already talked about denaturalizing U.S. citizens.
When he's talking about denaturalizing,
He talked about looking at
because about the celebrity Rosie O'Donnell or something.
That's one.
Yeah, you know how many times you see many jokes that have been over exaggerated by the media.
It's not over exaggerated. He said he said out of his own mouth he wants to denaturalize U.S. citizens. He's already talked about getting rid. Sir, I'm sorry. You're a naturalized U.S. citizen, right?
Well, they call it natural citizen because I got it before age 18 to my parents. So yes.
Yeah, you're a naturalized U.S. citizen.
Not naturalized. Natural. There's a difference. Natural.
What?
Yeah, you don't know that part about this law.
I don't know what you're saying.
The thing is, my parents are U.S. citizen. As long as they feel for me before I turned 18, I become a U.S. citizen, not by naturalization, but by natural.
Awesome.
born.
Donald Trump wants to get rid of you too, so you're an anchor baby. That's even worse.
No, my parents are legal when they became U.S.
But you're a first
citizen.
generation. That's okay. So you're an anchor baby. So Donald Trump's trying to get rid of 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 birthright citizenship.
Fast doesn't make you right. So let me explain to you.
No, sir, I'm not talking fast, sir. I'm talking at my normal pace. You're just slow. I'm talking normal speed. You're too slow.
How am I too slow since I'm responding to the same frequency as yours?
I'm sorry, what? Kimmy, thank you so much for becoming a subscriber. I appreciate that.
Yes, how am I too slow? I'm talking with the same frequency as you are. Hello? Hello?
What?
Yes, I asked a question.
I don't know what you said. I was trying to ask you and you started whining about me talking too fast.
Yeah, because you just interrupt me.
Because I didn't understand what your fucking question was. I was trying to ask you what your fucking question was.
I'm trying to explain to you the difference between the process of naturalization, which you did not know, compared to natural citizen. To the parents, by immigration law, that my parents respected before they came here and after they came here.
Sir, I am not confused. Sir, I am not confused. Sir, I am not confused.
No.
At all.
You were confused.
No, I'm not. I am very much not confused.
Then why did you confuse naturalization with
Sir, why
actual
don't you
born
get to
citizen?
a fucking point? You are boring as shit.
Oh, guess what is excited then?
Huh?
How am I boring as shit since you didn't know anything about what I was talking
You're right.
about?
I know
Especially
nothing. Can you
about
get to a fucking
immigration.
point? Because literally, this is boring.
Yes, I agree with. Then I'm gonna stay with the point that I'm supporting Trump because of the fact that
that you want to get deported, and you hope your parents are deported.
No, I'm not gonna.
And
be
you're a
deported.
migrant in this country who literally climbed up the ladder and
No,
got to
I'm
the
a
United
US
States,
citizen
and
now
now
in
is
this country
using
by
all
law.
the benefits that migrants get in this country. But you want to fucking kick the ladder out fucking behind you and just shut that door behind you because you, for some reason, think that you get to use all of the fucking benefits that the United States gives to fucking immigrants, including getting your naturalization to become a U.S. citizen. But you don't want anybody else in the fucking United States to get it because fuck them, right? You got here first,
No,
and they can
because
all
they
go
come
fuck
here
themselves,
illegally.
right?
Because
they can
came
all
here
go fuck
illegally.
themselves, right? You are
Repeat
literally
after
the
me. Repeat
worst,
after me.
most
Repeat after
disgusting
me.
type
They
of
came
person.
here
I just want to let
illegally.
you know.
They
I just want to
came
let you
here
know. I want to
illegally.
let you know, sir. I want to
Repeat
let you
after
know,
me. Let
sir.
me give you an
Yeah,
education.
I
You
want
know
to
the
let you
difference
know
between illegal
that
and
you are the worst, most disgusting type of human being that exists. Okay. You are literally the most worst, like disgusting human being that exists. Somebody who literally used all the fucking benefits of immigration in this country, but doesn't want anybody else to have it. So you're a sad, sad human being, okay? I don't give a fuck where you
I
came
think it's
from.
the legal way.
I don't give a
Then I'm
fuck where
telling
you
now,
came from.
I'm telling you now.
I
That
don't
the
give a
fact that
fuck where you came
all
from.
the
Donald Trump
advantages.
has literally stopped asylum seeking at the southern border. All those people were trying to come
the
here
right to
legally.
do that because asylum seeking is a privilege, not a right.
All of those people are coming
Do
here
you know
legally.
the difference between privilege and a right?
Yeah,
Residence, visa,
I know
visa
I know
is
a lot of difference between the
privilege.
left
They
and
can
right.
be revoked at any time the president wants.
So you don't care about people
privileges.
so you don't care about people coming here legally.
I don't care because they
You're
come
right. See, there you go.
illegally.
There he goes. Now he admitted he does
Yes,
not care.
I admit
He
it.
does
Yeah.
not care. He does not
because they're
care
illegal.
about
They
people
break-
coming here legally. He doesn't care. He does not care about people coming here legally. Okay? He wants to be able to come here legally, right? To be able to use the benefits in order to gain citizenship. But other people that come here legally, he doesn't care about them. He just admitted to it, y'all. He just admitted to it. Easy.
Legally is a privilege. If you're a guest in the country, you better abide by the rules and the head of chief of this
They
country.
are abiding by the rules, ding dong.
No, talking against the government is a privilege. Talking against the government will make you revoke.
Less than 15.
Will make them revoke your status.
Less than 15% of people that that are being deported by Donald Trump had any criminal record at all. They are abiding by the rules.
Crossing illegally is a criminal.
No, it's actually a civil. It's actually a civil offense. It's actually a civil offense.
It's a felony.
It's not a felony. You can yell it all you want.
Immigration law and the consequences.
You can yell it's a felony. You can yell it's a felony all you want. It's still not a felony. It's a class C misdemeanor.
It's a felony. Crossing the border illegally is a felony.
So what law makes it a felony?
What
law makes it a felony?
What law doesn't make it a felony?
What law makes it a felony?
Is it the immigration law, the one we have to go through every time we come to the country?
What law?
Oh, let me get my paperwork for you then, because you don't know about the immigration law of your own country.
I do know the immigration law of your country. You don't know the immigration law of this country, which is why I'm asking you.
So now you just basically reverse the question to me because since you don't know, huh?
So just admit you don't know it. I'll be glad to tell you, sir. Just say, I don't know what I'm talking about, and then I'll gladly tell you what it is.
Is the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of the 1996.
That's not the law. Sorry.
And
it's actually,
also the immigration...
Sir, you Googled wrong. Okay? It's actually 8 U.S. Code 1325. Yeah. It's 8 U.S. Code 1325, which actually refers you to Title 8. Okay, for criminal punishment or for criminal punishment, and it does not become a felony until you've had multiple crossings. Before that, it's a misdemeanor. Yeah, and it's a Class C misdemeanor, similar to something like jaywalking or speeding, which is actually a civil offense.
The illegal entry.
No,
illegal
sir.
entry, the
Go
act
ahead.
of crossing the border without authorization.
Go ahead and educate me more, sir. You know so much more about me. Go ahead. You know so much more than me. Please go ahead and educate me all about immigration.
According
Please
to
tell
the
me.
same illegal entry
Please tell me.
USC
Please tell me.
1325, it is a low-level criminal offense, but it's still a criminal offense where the consequences can be deportation.
No, it's a civil offense in which the consequences can be deportation.
That's what I said.
No, you said it's a criminal offense.
No, it's a low level. That's what they categorize.
You literally don't even know what you're saying.
Low-level criminal offense.
Maybe you're confusing it with Haitian law.
First-time unlawful entry.
Yeah. Maybe you're confusing it with Haitian law.
No, this is the illegal entry 8 USC 1325.
That's what I just told you, dumbass. I literally just said that.
I'm reading it for you. This is a low-level criminal offense.
I literally just said that. You said it was the Immigration Act of whatever, and I just told you it was 8 U.S. Code 1325. You can't even listen and Google at the same time.
No, because I didn't trust with the way you said it, but me, I'm reading it from exactly.
Gotcha. So you had
low level.
So you had no fucking clue. I tried to educate you. 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 You didn't listen.
No,
you didn't listen at all. You
didn't
listen at all. And then you went and Googled it afterwards. And then you went and Googled it afterwards because you had no idea what you were fucking talking about. Okay. And now you're trying to educate me. And now you're trying to educate me. And now you're trying to educate me based off something you just Googled.
So we cannot confirm the source first before we came up with
Sir,
the
you already told me a different answer.
What was the different answer?
You don't even remember?
Because I said so many answers. Which one are you talking specifically?
You're doing great, bud.
Yeah, I'm doing great because you didn't know anything. You cannot even come up with what I said.
You nailed it, sir. You nailed it.
How did I nail it?
You're just so awesome.
And what's the point for that?
I'm just telling you how awesome you are. That's all.
Nobody's awesome. We can try to be awesome. Nobody is.
No, I am.
Then good for you, sir. You're better than all of us.
Well, not all of us. Probably you, though.
How's that?
Huh?
How's that?
Oh, because I'm not a ladder kicker.
All of you to say that.
Because I'm not a ladder kicker. Because I'm not a ladder kicker.
A ladder kicker.
Yeah. Anyway, that was enough. All right, y'all. Anywho, let me go through a few super chats real quick. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Delissa, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said Bone Spur dump truck is a petty Oompa Loompa who is deploying the military for his I love the poorly educated MAGA brain cult because he hopes they think he's strong. Dump truck is a cosplay idiot. 100%. 100%. He is literally just deploying the military because that makes me a big strong man. Because I can deploy the military. Weakling. Thank you so much, Delissa. W's the chat for Delissa. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but MAGA is this century's Know Nothing Party, 1844 to 1860. Agreed, 100%. Thank you so much, Scissorzadim. Subversadim. Thank you so much. Plant Life, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you for spreading awareness about Trump's BS and lies. It means a lot to see people speaking out. Thank you so much, Plant Fire. I really appreciate that. And you're a member. Freaking awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Jay Jesse, the tower of his maleficent. Dude, Jay Jesse is just saying the most wild fucking stuff. The tower of his malevolence will topple with the people united under our nation. Also, what I said earlier was a quote from a book called Johnny Got His Gun. Someone did throw that in one of my other chats. I've never read the book, so I don't know that. So you're spitting knowledge to me. So you definitely got it for me. I appreciate you, Jay Jessing. Big thanks for Jay Jessing. I've seen a lot of super chats from Jay also today. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yo, we're gonna do a little raid today as we get off the live. Y'all, if you could do me, y'all could do me a huge favor. If you guys are still looking for some good conversations and some good political talk, head over to Ari's page. Okay, on TikTok, she's just Ari. Okay, should be easy to find. And on Twitch and YouTube, she is Mermaid Ari 0. She is live right now, doing some very similar stuff to what we got going on over here. So yeah, if you guys would like to listen to some more stuff, do a raid over there. As soon as you guys get in there, say Polly sent you, say Polly raid up in the spot, and we'll get this thing going. Okay. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will be back on. Oh, thank you so much for that shout out. I appreciate that. Yes, it's spelled Ari, just like that, Funk. So yeah, please make sure that you guys are heading over there and give a good Polly raid over there. Besides that, I'll see you guys tomorrow, normal time, 7 p.m. Central. Love you guys. Hope you guys are have a wonderful night. All right, enjoy some football. I gotta go do some football.